Yo, what is going on, fella and fellaettes of the Pokemon community? It's that man with the plan. That man you gotta stand, Jordan Crouton Moore, coming at you guys live with some more Road to Masterball tier. As you guys know, we are in the Pokeball tier. I gotta tell you though, man, there have been a few fails with this series so far, and one of which has been that my recordings have been messed up and jacked up every single time, which is not good. We've got a battle against Termy here, but I'll talk to you guys some more about it after we pick some members of our team. So let's see what we rocking with here. In my opponent's team. So he's actually got a Haxorus, a Togekiss, a Cinderace, a Silvally, a Rillaboom, and a Blastoise. So interesting team for my opponent here. I think that our standard lead just kind of destroys this dude going for the Lapras Alcremie, but we are using a Lapras Alcremie team today. I didn't tell you guys that, but we are using this today. I think some more good mons to bring against my opponent could be the Incineroar, I think is a good mon to bring, and I think Togekiss is a good mon to bring. So we're going very offensive here on this set, but yeah, I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about what has been going on. As you can see, we got this nice little overlay here, looking real nice, looking real fine, and I just want to let you guys know some stuff that's been happening with this. So I had to go and I had to buy an external drive so that I would be able to support the amount of recording that was happening here. I also had to do a couple different things. So if you guys can see, our win-loss record is not at that perfect that it was before because I had several takes that I was trying to do that stopped in the middle, so I forfeited the games, and the last one I just played through, so I was able to take a win on it. But right now I'm ready to get into this. This is going to be a fun time, so let's do this. He's going to send out Haxorus, the Tower Master, and Cinderace, the Tower Master, as his lead. So cool lead from my opponent here. We're going to lead the Alcremie Lapras here, which is, of course, going to be one of the best plays here. So I think going for the Dynamax and going for the G-Max Resonance into the Haxorus is going to just be my best play overall. And Alcremie, I think going for the Decorate is also a pretty well play. So let's do this right now. Let's see where this goes. Let's see how this pops. Let's see it. He's going to Dynamax too. Is he going to Dynamax the Cinderace or the Haxorus? Hope it's the Haxorus. Please be the Haxorus. Please, please, please. It's the Cinderace. That's rough. That's rough. That's rough. Here we go. We rocking with my character. Let's do this. Let's evolve. Let's evolve. Let's Dynamax. We get bigger. We getting big. We getting big. Look at this Lapras come out here. Look at this Lapras. He's got to be fearing me going for the Max Geyser here, which I think is probably one of the scarier plays that I could go for here. But we'll see what this does here. He goes for the Max Knuckle. I'm guessing into my Lapras, which would make the most sense, but I do not think this is going to KO me. Yeah, no, not even close. With the Veil up too, it's not even going to be close. Plus with that stab though, we'll see what my opponent wants to do here. He could just easily go for an Outrage. He actually goes for a close combat in the Lapras, and that is going to KO. How did that do so much more damage? Is that Banded Haxorus? That could be Banded Haxorus. Dang, man, that's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. But Decorate's going to fail, unfortunately. We can just go into the Togekiss here, I think is my best play. Whoops. Playing with a little bit of lag here because I'm streaming a different way here. See what happens, though. So we're going to go Togekiss here. I think we've got an okay plan in action. I think I'm going to go for the Protect here. Hoping that they proc my weakness policy with maybe a Steel-type move from the Cinderace. I think it'd be really cool. And for Alcremie, I'm just going to go for the Dazzling Gleam. Because I think they're going to focus in on that Togekiss more than the Alcremie, because I don't think they see this thing as a threat. So we'll see what my opponent wants to do here. I think he's got a number of good options here. But I think at most he's going to have a few. So our Protect comes off here, hoping that he goes for the Max Steel Spike. He actually goes for the Max Airstream, which is not what I saw happening, into the Alcremie. So he's going to knock us down to our Sash, which is very unfortunate. Man's played it really smart here on this turn. And a Rock Slide coming off here. So, miss, miss, miss. Does not miss. Unfortunately, And we are stuck in a really bad position. I don't know how that killed my Lapras. High key, though. Well, we can at least swap out here. And I can go for a fake out into the Haxorus slot, which is going to provide me with a little bit of comfort here. Intimidate's going to come off, which is definitely helpful. Yeah, that's right, because the Haxorus had that +1 boost. Dang, dang, dang. Oh, well, I'm going to go for the... I think the Dazzling Gleam is my best play here. And then with the Incineroar, I think just going for a fake out into the Haxorus is my best play. That's me best play. Incineroar's going to go for the fake out right here at a Haxorus. That did a good amount of damage ultimately. He goes for the Max Flare, which could be quite interesting. Critical hit. That's unfortunate. And Dazzling Gleam comes off here. It's going to kill the Haxorus. Not going to do much on the Cinderace. Haxorus does go down, which is okay. Cinderace is going to lose its Dynamax this turn, which is something to consider. That was its last turn of Dynamax. Since out Rillaboom. Okay, interesting play. Definitely got fake out on this Mon. That's something to keep in mind. This is an interesting play right here. I'm not sure what exactly our best one's going to be, but this is a very, very interesting one, to say the least. Togekiss getting crit last turn was not very fun. Did not like that one bit. I'm going to go for the Air Slash into the Cinderace, though. And with Incineroar, I think I'm just going to go for the Flare Blitz into the Rillaboom slot. So, we'll see what happens here on this turn. Rillaboom's going to go for the Protect, which is to be expected, honestly. Incineroar is going to go for the U-turn here. I wonder what he's going to go U-turn into. It looks like it's going to be the Incin. Interesting here. So both of his Mons have already moved. He brings Cinderace out with all the boosts on it, which I think was an interesting play, and brings in Togekiss. So we go for the Air Slash here into the Togekiss that comes in. It's going to do a good amount, not going to lie. Flare Blitz is going to come off into the Rillaboom's Protect, which is honestly fine. So we're all even speeds out here on the floor, which I think is interesting to look at. I'm going to go for the Dazzling Gleam into these Mons. And then I'm going to go just for the Flare Blitz again into the Rillaboom slot. And we'll see what my opponent wants to switch in here for this. Togekiss, my opponent's Togekiss is going to be faster than mine, and that's going to just about do it for this game here. I honestly don't feel like we played that too bad. I feel like we did kind of come at a little bit of a loss there, but you know, it's okay. We're going to take a loss on our first match, but we'll bounce back. We'll bounce back. I think there were some definite plays that we could have improved on there, but ultimately just a really good play from my opponent. And Cinderace just an absolute beast with that Max Flare. So we'll be back in a minute whenever the next one, when our next battle starts. I'll be back. All right, guys, we are back. Opposing trainer has been found. We're going to be battling against Aaron here. We'll check my opponent's team out here, see what he's got. So he is rocking a Leafeon team, so it's a very, very sun-oriented team. Got some interesting threats on there, but Lapras absolutely wrecks this dude, straight up. This is going to be a really fun game for me, just because Lapras is going to be able to put in work, which is what I want to see with this team. Lapras and Alcremie is definitely a good lead. I think Conkeldurr has some usefulness. I don't think he has the most usefulness in the world, though. I do think Incineroar is very good, and I think I want to bring the same four that I brought last game. I feel like they're better in this game. I did fix a little bit of the lag issue. It's still very much there, but it's better. So that's all you can ask for at this point. So we'll see what my opponent wants to do here. I think there are a number of things that make sense for my opponent, but I don't think there's anything in particular that that is the glaring best play for my opponent here. So he's going to send out a couple mons here. It's going to be Sableye and Leafeon as a lead, so interesting lead there. Lapras Alcremie is going to be mine. I honestly feel like we're in a good position just to Dynamax and go for the Resonance here into the Leafeon. And go for the Decorate, I feel like is just my best play straight up. So we're going to do just that, go for the Decorate into the Lapras and all that jazz, and Gmax. So Lapras is going to be able to get up Veil here, hoping that we don't get like one shot by Leafeon somehow. We'll see what my opponent wants to do here. Right now this is a pretty good lead for us though. We'll see if anything switches out. I think he could switch out the Leafeon or the Sableye here. He actually goes for the Fake Out into my Dynamax. That's not how it works, my man. Leaf Blade comes off here. That does not pick up the KO, which means that we should pick up the KO here with the Decorate Lapras. Perfect. And we will be putting up the Veil here, which means that something's going to have a hard time KOing me. So there we go. Normally this would put up the Hail, but since we are Resonance, this is instead going to put up the Veil. So not Hail, but Veil instead. We do get rid of Leafeon, which was a threat on my opponent's team, ultimately. I think Charizard is a bigger threat, and thankfully this team has some answers to Charizard, like Incineroar is a pretty good answer to a Charizard, so. He's going to send out a bunch of characters, and it's going to be the Cinderace. So this thing with Libero could prove to be a little bit difficult, but I am honestly just going to go for the Geyser here into the Cinderace slot because I just want to try to do as much damage as I can to this thing, basically. And I'm going to go for the, I think Dazzling Gleam here is my best play. And that's what we're going to hit up. Try to hit the Sableye a little bit decently hard. So he's actually going to Mega Evolve. He's going to Dynamax his Cinderace here, which is a good play on my opponent's part. I think that he needed to Dynamax this mon. Libero Cinderace is just such a threat, man. It really is just such a threat. So, we'll see here. He actually goes for the Sunny Day with a Sableye. So, good play. I think it may be a good play, but we'll see what this Cinderace wants to go for. He's going to go for the Max Knuckle here. Now, I don't think this KOs in Veil. It could, but I don't think so. Oh, it does. Just barely. Hanging on with a prayer. Dadgum. That's a little bit rough. We're going to have to see what happens here. Fortunately, though, we do have the Veil up still, and we are going to be able to get a Dazzling Gleam off here with Alcremie. So that's going to do a good amount of damage to both mons on the field. Does a lot to Sableye, so that's awesome. Sableye does switch out with the eject button, though, and he'll bring in what I would assume is going to be the Torkoal. Yes. So I'm correct in thinking that. And he's going to bring that thing in here. So I think Togekiss is my play here. Swapping it in. I'm going to go for another Dazzling Gleam here with Alcremie, and I'm going to go for the Protect onto the Togekiss, because I know there are some Cinderaces that are running Iron Head, which would be best case scenario for me. So that will indeed proc our weakness policy, and I think that just going for the Dazzling Gleam here is going to be my best play. So Togekiss here going for Protect, like we know. And let's see what my opponent wants to do. Max Flare comes off. So he does change to Fire type. He's going to hit it into the Togekiss slot. So this should not do too much. Unfortunately, that does do more than I'd want it to, honestly. And Heat Wave comes off here from the Torkoal. So it's fine with me. Alcremie does not go down, but does get a crit. Oh my gosh, man. Crit City. I'm going to go for the Air Slash here into... Actually, I'm going to switch into Incin here. And I'm going to go for the Protect with Alcreme. And just see what my opponent wants to do here. I think he has a couple of really good options, more than our team has. But we'll see what happens here. You can tell this team was definitely made before Libero Cinderace was a thing, because this thing is an absolute monster. Intimidate comes off here. It's going to lower the attack of the Cinderace, which is good. And we'll see what happens here. So Alcreme's going to go for the Protect, like we figured it would. And by figured, I mean like we knew it would. Max Flare's going to come off here, and that is going to go into the Incineroar slot, which shouldn't do too terribly much. Not enough to proc our Berry, but still did a decent amount. Heat Wave is going to come off here, and this is also not going to do too much. Hopefully this puts us in Berry range. It's not going to, which is very unfortunate. I like faking out, not faking off, my bad. Faking out the Cinderace on this turn. And going for the Dazzling Gleam here, I think is my best play. So let's do that. So Fake Out's going to come off here into the Cinderace. It's going to do a decent amount. And Dazzling Gleam is going to come off next. So, oh, that doesn't quite KO. Heat Wave is now going to come off. This should proc our Berry on Incineroar now. Alcreme does go down, which is actually what I wanted, because this means that they can't pick up a double KO next turn with the Figgy Berry. So, unless they hit a high jump kick and hit the Heat Wave at the same time. So, I don't think this means. I think this means that they can't pick up a double KO here. I am going to just go for the Dazzling Gleam with Togekiss here. I'm going to go for the Throat Shot or Throat Chop into the Torkoal and go for the Dazzling Gleam. Or I think I'm going to go for the Air Slash here into the Cinderace slot. Hopefully Cinderace attacks the Incin. It does not. It attacks Togekiss. So I think that means that we lose this match. Very, very unfortunate for us here. And we're going to take 2 losses on the day with this team. So really unfortunate to see. I honestly thought that he was going to attack the Incineroar slot with a high jump kick, but that was not the case. So unfortunately we take another loss here with this team, which is really just not good, man. This is really unfortunate right now. So unfortunately, it looks like we are going to be taking a big loss here. I think our only saving grace is if he misses high jump kick. No, okay. So he's gonna sack Sableye, which is ultimately the best play. So he goes for the HJK. Does he miss? He does not. He hits. That's game. GG. GG to my opponent. Wasn't really even close. We are not having a good day, man. We are not having a good day. Fortunately, though, it was a 2-0 loss, so that's better than what you would think. I think we should probably get one more game here. Man, this team is not really working as well as I thought it was going to. Cinderace is just such a threat right now, and I don't think I've battled a team in the last week that hasn't had Cinderace on it. So we'll see what happens, though. So we found a trainer immediately. I was about to pause, but it looks like we're going to find one against Augustine, or August 1 in E. And let's check my opponent's team here. So he's got a fairly good team. Looking at my opponent's team, Togekiss is really good in this game. He locks in very, very fast here. Togekiss is very good. Lapras is okay. Not great. Trick Room could be a cool option. Conkeldurr could be a cool mon to use here. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to run Trick Room in this game. I think I'm going to go Dusclops, Conkeldurr. Whoops. Dusclops, Conk, and then Togekiss Incin, I think is my best play. So we'll see what my opponent wants to lead here. I think this is the best team for this occasion. I needed to bring Togekiss to deal with the Sirfetch'd and the Noivern, and really, this is going to be a hard game to win as well. I feel like, because I don't feel like our team is very suited to take on this team. So we'll see what happens, though. We'll see what happens. Sends out Kubali and Noivern here, so definitely expecting the Lapras lead. It looks like Noivern actually isn't even holding an item, which is interesting. But I'm going to go for the Trick Room. And I'm going to go for the... what is my best play here? I think Detecting is my best play. We'll see what my opponent wants to go for. He's actually going to Dynamax here, which is quite interesting. It looks like he's going to Dynamax his Raichu. So, okay. I'm down with that. I'm down to see what happens here. I think he could very well go for the Psychic Attack into my Conk. Fortunately, though, we do Protect here. Taunt comes off from Noivern here, so he has Taunt Noivern. That's very unfortunate. Max Mindstorm comes off here into the Conk. So on the Detect, that's going to do a good amount. Holy crap. Holy crap. Does a really good job. So unfortunately there, we do get... a little beat up there by this Mon. I'm going to go into Kubali here, and I think I'm just going to let Conkeldurr go down. But I'm not going to go down without a Mach Punch into the Raichu. It actually did a good amount. I was not expecting it to do that much. Conk's going to lose some HP. Air Slash is going to come off into the Conkeldurr, which is perfectly fine. And that's going to KO, which means that we're going to get a huge attack off into the Dusclops. Max Mindstorm is going to come off here into the Dusclops. This is not what you like to see. Dusclops is going to take a lot of Demaglios from that. And we're going to do a good amount with Nightshade. So that's pretty much everything I could have wanted. I'm going to go into Incin, though. And at this point, I think I can just go for a Throat Chop into the Kubali. I think it's my best play. I think Throat Chopping into Cavalier, or whatever it is probably my best play. So, we have a choice here. We can keep Dusclops in and go for another Nightshade, which I think is my best play. So I'm just going to do that. Change your mind that I even said anything. And I'm going to go for the Throat Chop into the Kubalai. I'm really just pronouncing this Mon's name like a million different ways. I don't even know what that means. Maybe I'm saying something like awful in Japanese. I don't even know. Noivern goes for the taunt here. Joke's on you. I'm going for the Throat Chop, so don't worry about the taunt there. Max Knuckle comes off here. I don't think this is going to KO. It's not Stab. If it does KO, I'd be very surprised. It does not even come close. And Kabali's going to go down to this, you can assume. Throat Chop comes off. Adios, Kubali. And it's now a 3v3. So just like that, the numbers are evened, except I'm halfway down on 2 months. That's fine. Dusclops Nightshade is going to come off here. It's going to do a good amount here. It does pretty much the same amount every single turn. Noivern here is in a little bit of a predicament. He can go for the taunt again, which I think he's going to do. He goes into Togekiss, actually, which is quite interesting. In my opinion, I think that's quite an interesting play. With Dusclops, I'm going to go for the Nightshade. into the Togekiss and go for the Flare Blitz into the Togekiss. I think I'm going to double up in that slot because Noivern is not a big deal for me right now because I have a Dynamax Togekiss waiting in the back. He goes for the Draco into the Incineroar slot, so that's going to do a lot of damage. Oh, we living on a prayer. Does Togekiss attack me? I think we live any attack from the Togekiss after the berry. He actually goes for the Thunder Wave into Dusclops. So, very interesting play. Does not go for the taunt. I think my opponent thought that I knew he was going to go for the taunt. I'm going to go for the Flare Blitz here into the Togekiss, which is perfectly fine. Togekiss is going to take over half, which is awesome. That is great. And Nightshade's going to come off. I don't think that's going to pick up the KO, but it'll be awfully close. Yeah, it does not. I'm going to go for the Nightshade this turn into the Togekiss again, I think. Because once again, I'm really not too worried about this. And I can go for the... I think I'm just going to go for the Flare Blitz once again into the Togekiss slot. And we'll see what my opponent wants to do here. So, obviously... Okay, so Noivern actually goes for Roost. So, he doesn't realize that I have Togekiss in the back, which is great. And he's not going to be able to touch this thing, especially at half of what he normally is. So, Aerial Ace comes off here. That's not going to KO the Incineroar. Why are you running Aerial Ace and not Air Slash, my man? What are you doing? We're going to pick up the KO on the Togekiss here. And just like that, we are in control. Nightshade's going to come off here into the Noivern slot, which is going to do a good fourth of his HP. Taunt is now gone. And he's going to send in his last Mon here. I'm not sure what this Mon could be. I think he's got a couple different options of what it could be. It's actually going to be Gengar, so this is great for me. This is honestly great for me. I can go for the Nightshade right here into the Gengar, which I feel like is my best play, just to get some chip off on this thing. And I can go for the Throat Chop if he wants to let Incineroar live, but I think he's probably going to end up killing it this turn with Gengar, so we'll see what happens. Draco comes off here. This is not going to do anything. This is not going to KO. It does. Wow. Oh, he gets a crit. That's why. I was like, that's not going to kill whenever you are at half special attack. Gengar here probably going to go for a Shadow Ball, I would guess, but this is probably not going to kill Dusclops. This is a bulky man's. Unless he gets another crit. He doesn't this time. Please no para. Please no... Ah, get the para. Dang. That is really unfortunate. Togekiss here comes in now. And I'm going to go for the Dynamax. Hopefully, he Sludge Waves into me. That is my biggest hope right now. Because it's not going to KO. It's not going to KO. I'm going to just go for this into the Gengar slot. Noivern cannot touch me. He cannot touch Togekiss. A Dynamax. And I go for the Max Airstream into the Gengar to try to get the win. Here we go. Let's see what happens. We're going to Dynamax, of course. This is what I was setting up to at the end. I'm shaking, man. I need this win. Noivern goes for the Air Slash into the Dusclops. Doesn't KO it. Icy Wind. That KOs Dusclops. Oh, man. Weakness Policy procs. Come on. Pick up the KO on the Gengar. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, up. Goodbye. That's game. We're going to win one game out of all of them we played today. But you know what? That is perfectly fine. I am honestly fine with that statement. Because you know what? At the end of the day, we had heart. We had grit. And we wanted to win with this team that was incredibly weak to Libero Cinderace. He goes for the taunt. That ain't gonna matter. Good game, my man. Good game. Good game. Starfall. Boom, 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 boom. Taking the win right there. 1 win with this team, and it was whenever we didn't even bring Lapras Algary, man. I think that's so funny that we took 1 win this entire game, and it was whenever we didn't use the mons that we normally do. So, yeah, that's going to just about do it for this episode. I hope you guys did enjoy. Hopefully next time we'll have a team that's going to win a couple more games, hopefully. The first episode we went 4-0, which was great. Because we had a really good team, a really good Sun team. This episode, not so much. We had a lot of challenges here, and I really feel like we can do a lot better than that. I know myself, but if you guys want to use the rental team, I'm going to leave the description down below. We're going to end here at probably rank 4 still. Almost rank 5 probably is where we're probably going to end off. I'll check this real quick, but if you guys did enjoy, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you aren't already, because I post Pokemon content every single day that I don't feel like absolute butt like I did yesterday. So be sure, guys, just to tune in whenever you guys want to, and we'll be here for you. So, excuse me, God, I just choked on oxygen. Well, I hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.